Hey everybody, I'm Asian Funk. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm joined by Roger Pressa. He is a local Bay Area cosplayer.
Hello.
And yeah, he goes by Humminh2 on Instagram. Did I say that right?
Humming2.
Humminh2. What does that stand for? What does that mean?
So that's actually a name that was given to a friend of mine. I drive a Hummer, an H2 Hummer. We would always be doing some like karaoke in the car when we go on these long trips to like South Lake Tahoe, do some snowboarding, whatever. So we're always singing in the H2, and he'd always reference it as we're humming in the H2. So he always just called it Humming H2. So, that's how that name came. And then, I wasn't really a big social media person. So I didn't actually even start Instagram. He just put it up for me and he goes, I'm just going to call you Humming H2, as a kind of like joking around kind of thing. Like, all right, whatever. So he kind of just stuck with it. And that's how the Humming H2 name came.
That's hilarious. I love it. You've gone to conventions as like Juggernaut, Thanos,
Yep.
Optimus Prime, Ultraman, Bumblebee, War Machine, Hulk.
Yeah.
Which one is the one that most people get excited for when you go to a con?
Probably right now, I have to say it's Juggernaut. It's just one of those costumes that you don't see ever, really.
That's true.
And I know I haven't seen one. Yeah. So that's probably the most widely known, actually, kind of cosplay. That costume actually got me out to Saudi Arabia too. So
wait,
that
what?
One,
what? You're gonna have to tell me about that.
Yeah. So I had this company out in Dubai was throwing a toy expo, the very first toy expo out in Saudi Arabia. And they got wind of my Juggernaut cosplay over the internet. There's a couple of videos that kind of went viral. And there was one like me stepping on Deadpool's head, which is actually Deep Hitty, you're familiar with him. And they reached out to me and said they wanted to bring that particular suit up to their toy convention, because they had like a Marvel set, like a Hero City, and they thought that having a big gigantic like action figure looking kind of figure would be great to have out there. So yeah, they flew me out there and met some great people, and it was a different environment, different atmosphere, but it was a lot of fun though.
Dude, that's like some Mission Impossible stuff right there.
It is, definitely is. It was just one of those things where like, geez, when am I ever going to go to Saudi Arabia? And, it was shocking, because at first I thought it was like, are you serious? You really want me to fly out to Saudi Arabia? And they're like, yes, we really want you out there. I'm like, well, hell, you're flying me out. I'm there. Yes, for sure. I mean, flattered that you even offer, but yeah, it was once in a lifetime experience kind of thing. And it was a big cultural difference, but it was great people out there, really getting into knowing their characters and cosplay stuff. I figured, trying to find some new environments to show cosplay, and they actually had a Comic-Con out there once, and they trying to get more out there. So I was just happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's the cosplay scene like over there? Because when you think of cosplay conventions and stuff like that, you don't think of Saudi Arabia.
No, you don't. I mean, it's they're pretty strict with what their religion says,
Right.
but their new king, everything is trying to change their way of life and kind of bringing it into the more modern era. And so they actually had their first Comic-Con, I believe it was like two or 3 years ago. And it was a big success, because a lot of the younger generation there now is, they're millennials. So they are into all the stuff that's out here in the US and the UK and all those other countries that they see. And, they even had like their first rap concert. I think it was like 50 Cent or something. And
wow.
Some K-pop characters. So yeah, it's just kind of expanding their entertainment horizon, I guess. So Comic-Con ended up being another one, and they really fell for it and started wanting to do more of it. So yeah,
Dang,
it's
man.
great.
Yeah, that's awesome to be for you to be a part of their you know, like their coming out party, like them trying to like, you know, embrace their fandom and stuff. That's pretty sick.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So you want to talk about some of the suits behind you? So you're known, so basically
Yeah,
like building these really awesome, huge suits, right? Would you
yeah.
say that's your that is your calling card?
That is my calling card. I went with more of the oversized, extreme kind of cosplays. I started out doing Hulk. That was my first cosplay,
Mm.
and I was, you know, a big horror guy first. Really, I got into costuming because I used to do a lot of horror props and haunted house designing,
Oh, that's
and
funny.
so I was into like, yeah, I was into like blood and gore and being Michael Myers or one of those kind of characters. And then got a hold of doing a Hulk costume, and never really went to conventions per se. It was just wearing a costume. So for me, basically, Halloween was my, you know, conventions. It was that was the only thing I really knew at the point. And then I think it was like 2017 or so. A friend of mine said, "Hey, let's go to Silicon Valley Comic Con."
Yep.
And I said, "Okay." He goes, "Hey, why don't you wear your Hulk suit?" And like, "Oh, okay, I think I could do that." So that was the first time I ever wore a costume at a convention. And from there, it was you know, good success. Everyone didn't really see a Hulk suit before, so kind of graduated from that, and then um, going into these more oversized costumes, it was actually more of a comfort level. You know, it's just more comfortable wearing something a little bit bigger,
Hmm.
and as opposed to like, you know, I'm a big old Polynesian kind of guy. Can't wear a tight leotard or,
Sure,
you know,
sure.
them
Got a little
lycra
thickness, it's all
suits.
good.
So yeah, exactly. You know, I said, you know what, I gotta go bigger. I can't wear something small. It
Yeah,
ain't
man.
gonna look
Yeah.
good on me. So
Okay, okay, that makes sense. So
yeah,
like let me ask you, like how long does it take you to make one of these suits? Like for example, this Optimus Prime here, how long did that take you to make?
this was actually about 7 months in the making. Yeah,
Wow.
went after it kind of came off of the Bumblebee movie Optimus Prime. You know,
Oh,
because
okay,
I
okay.
really, yeah.
More
So the
colorful
newer
version.
version of Bumblebee. Yeah, you know, because I love the G1s. That
Mm-hmm.
was
Mm-hmm.
always, you know, I grew up watching the G1s, and you know, when they started doing the Transformer movies, I'm like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool, but I wish they would have done it like the G1 version styles. And when they remade the Bumblebee in the VW, which would be like this guy right here, you know.
Oh
So yeah, I
yeah.
have his own, right?
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, his that Bumblebee suit that's in my storage. He's another big guy, just won't fit here. But yeah, so it
So
was planning out the Optimus. It was mainly after that, and then found an action figure that basically did that newer G1 version. So a little more mechanical looking, but still that G1 look. I said that was perfect. So, you know, we can definitely design that and make that.
how do you do your research for the parts? Do you, I mean, are you looking at toys? Are you looking
It's
at like drawings?
looking at the toys, blowing it up, and see how much details are in the picture. And then if I can grab a an action figure and then look at it even closer, basically that's the best way to see it. You know, it kind of sticks close to what the toy is or what the drawing is. And
Mhm.
if it has that much detail in it, then it'll make it that much easier to kind of replicate it.
Gotcha. Has there been a character that or a costume that you've tried to do but just weren't able to? Like it was just like too hard, or have you just like never? You just always
Oh,
figured it out.
I pretty much always figured it out. Um, I haven't really done a character that wasn't hard to do. I always look every time I do research. I'll always look for a character, one that is not really done a lot of out in conventions that you would always see. Like, you know, you sometimes you see more a Batman, you would see a
Hmm. Hmm.
Spider-Man. So I tend to lean more away from that and always come up with a cosplay that is, I don't know if it's harder to do, but just one that you don't really see. So when
Yeah.
I do a costume, I always try to pick a character that I don't see ever at a con, you know, or very rarely. And difficulty wise, it's trying to make that particular character wearable, you know. So always do research on that. So it has to be something that will look right wearing it, because you know the anatomy of the figure is so much off than a regular person. You know, and so
Totally.
you know fabricating like, I can't wear that. Guy's got like a 2-inch waist, you know. So it has to look right. It has to look good.
Yeah. I
So,
hear you.
yeah,
Well, it's like you're trying to balance between like still staying true to the character, but also making it like functional for you to like move in it and stuff.
exactly. That's the biggest thing, is just trying to make it look right, but also look functional. You know, try to stick it to the point where, at least like this guy, this guy's huge already in general. So in fitting it with my body, you can't tell that it's like a human form because it's so already wide and it looks oversized. So it looks like it's proportionally like a human.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then the same thing with the Sentinel. Sentinel's already a big guy, and you know, it already looks like it's humanized in a way. So, yeah, that's pretty much.
Huh. Do you wanna you wanna talk about the Sentinel a little bit? Kind of like some of the challenges of making that one and why you chose a Sentinel?
Yeah. So this actually was I had a design for it, and this one actually was helped build by a very great artist of mine, goes by the name Pretzelbot. Mm-hmm. So he helped me put this thing together, and in designing it, I really liked the Iron Man suits.
Yeah.
But you know, I see so many Iron Mans out there. Like, I don't want to wear an Iron Man. I'd always like to be somewhat different. So when I saw the Sentinel, and I remember seeing X-Men Days of Futures Past and the Sentinel that they brought in that movie, it's like, God, I wish they would have made it more like, you know, the animated series.
Yep. 90s
that kind
cartoon.
of thing. And
yep.
Exactly. Yes, I love those series. So, and I was always a big Sentinel loving guy. I like the bad guys. They're just more fun.
Yeah, they are.
I liked the animated version and kind of wanted to modernize it and maybe throw a little Iron Man look to it.
Yep.
So kind of has that Iron Man kind of build, but of course in a Sentinel body. So
yeah. So that's cool. Is the Sentinel the most recent one you've worked on? Are you working on something else, or what's going on?
He's the most recent finished one. I am working on a Red Hulk character. Oh. Since I kind of found out that they were going to be introducing Thunderbolts and Mr. Ross. Yeah, so I think I'm going to do a Red Hulk. He's already kind of somewhat in the makings. I already have like that was basically made out of upholstery foam. So I've already shaved the body down into muscle, and now it's just finishing up the feet, the legs, and then skinning them and putting some latex on him. And yeah, kind of a pain, but you know, it'll hopefully turn out right.
Yeah. I was gonna say, how are you gonna make the Red Hulk different from the green one?
He's gonna be a lot taller. So my old green. So I actually have a newer Green Hulk that's in the works already. It's almost done. I have another an artist of mine who's kind of refinishing it for me because I had problems with the legs, because this guy's going to be like a 7-foot Hulk. So
oh wow,
kind of more like towards the movie size. So really oversized and big.
Gotcha. How are you going to get yourself that tall? Like, are you going to be like on buckets? Or are you going to be on like stilts? What's the?
It's gonna be on a stilt basically. So the Green Hulk's gonna be on a kind of like painter stilts, and then everything is kind of worked around the stilt so to make it look like a leg, and then kind of just strap on, and there goes the height. So and then the Red Hulk is gonna be a little bit more different. Not gonna be as big, probably like 6'6" or so. So it's gonna be on about a foot platform, and then everything is kind of shaved around the platform boot. Wearing the painter stilts is hard. I don't get as much mobility in it.
Yeah. How long do you usually wear your outfits for before you're like, I'm done? Before you're like, you gotta take a break or something?
Oh, I kind of get used to the feeling of of the pain, I guess you could say.
Yeah,
So
I've heard that
like when I wore my
cosplay is
when
pain.
I've worn a suit, let's say like my Juggernaut suit, I wore that at San Diego Comic-Con, and I wore that for about 11 hours straight.
Wow.
So
Wait,
that's the longest I've worn a suit.
no bathroom breaks?
No bathroom breaks, no.
Oh my God, you are a legend.
Yes,
You
that's
are
because
a
I
beast.
was I'll say when I'm in character, I stay in character. And San
Oh
Diego was the
yeah,
hardest one because I had so many people around me wanting
yeah.
to take photos and everything. I always say yes. Yeah, I'm not going to say no. I can't take a photo. I got to go to the bathroom. So I just stick it out and just
Wow.
kind of limited my water intake, and that was good. I'm kind of used to that now. So
Yeah, yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, I guess it's like once you're in the suit, you're not getting out until you're done, right? It's like once you're in there, you're in there.
yeah, pretty much. Unless I kind of put a timeline as far as what I can deal with, then I'll try to go even beyond that as much as I can. As long as everybody can get a chance to take a photo of the suit that they want, and I say yes, I'll stay here as long as you guys want to take a picture with me.
Dang, you're like a Super Saiyan for the fans, man. Always trying to
Uh,
go beyond.
yeah, because I get so many requests to do photos with people, and then I see these huge like lines. I literally like lines trying to get a
Yeah.
photo, and so I'm appreciative of that they they're willing to wait that long just to take a photo of the suit. So I will stay there until everybody had their chance to do it, and I just greatly appreciate the love that they have for the suit. So yeah,
Yeah.
why
No,
not?
that's awesome, man. What convention were you planning to go to this year before everything was canceled?
Let's see. I was gonna go to San Diego, and I was gonna actually wear him for the first time. So these suits haven't been worn yet. So
Oh, you haven't worn those to San Diego or to any convention?
no, these are all recently new.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. But the ones that I just recently wore were Thanos and Juggernaut and Hulk, and I was gonna wear this War Machine too. So,
Oh snap!
but yeah, so these were all ready for whatever con that was coming up. And I think the last Comic Con that I actually attended was Vacaville Con, and I was
Oh,
wearing my.
Vacaville. Yep, that's my old stomping grounds.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, so VacaCon was the very last con that I attended. I think that was like in March 11th or something. And I was a guest cosplayer there as Bumblebee.
I'm
And
trying to think. Did I see? I think I saw a flyer or something for that, and I that might have been you. Now that I think about it.
Probably was. I mean, I was the only Bumblebee there. So yeah, I did a panel there, and it was a great time. It just made me miss cons even more now.
Yeah, man.
I never thought that was going to be the last con.
Right,
So,
right. No, it won't be the last, man. It won't be the last. You're gonna have.
I hope not.
You're gonna bring all your suits to the. You're gonna wear like 3 suits to the same con. Like as soon as things open up, people are gonna be like thirsty for photos, man.
Yeah, because I plan on having like a suit per year, right? I'll wear a suit for one whole year and then introduce another one. So these were all like planned and designed in advance, and it was supposed to be like Optimus was supposed to be for like 2022, Sentinel 23, and so on. And then because like I was still basically breaking in the Juggernaut suit, and I only wore that like maybe 3 or 4 times. One was San Diego, LA Con, and San Diego. And so I'm like, I haven't even had a chance to break that one in really. And even though that one's really got a lot of pub because it's been, over the internet so much. So I've still had a lot of requests from all these cons if I can be a guest there as Juggernaut. So he's still into play.
Yeah, for sure. No, man. I saw some videos on your Instagram, and I was just like it looked better than the Juggernaut in the Deadpool 2 movie.
I hear that a lot. Yeah, because it was like at least make it look more like a Juggernaut that you would actually see in the comics.
For sure. Yeah. Well, it just looked like he jumped out of like the cartoon, you know, like I was like, oh, this guy's he's ready to run through a building right now. It looked so awesome.
Oh man, if only I could run in that suit. I would love to run and
Oh,
run
geez.
through somebody. If I could do that, it would be awesome.
You gotta figure that out. Like just maybe have him stuck in like a running pose.
I just did a fan film. We're trying to simulate running, and it was just too hard for me to get, you know, because my upper body is pretty stiff because I have these huge, gigantic arms.
Yeah, so he's like running like this.
Yeah, pretty much. Kind of like just a stiff soldier kind of guy, just big old muscle guy walking around and very limited mobility wise.
Does his knees bend, right? Does his knees bend or?
Yeah, so the legs are made out of upholstery, so it has a lot of flexibility in it. The boot is made out of EVA foam, and it's actually on 2 blocks of foam, so it gives me that height that I need to be about like 6'5", 6'6" in it. Mm-hmm. But then there goes, you know, the mobility part. I can only move so fast in it because it's so big. Right. Yeah, so you kind of have to give up something in order to make it look like, you know, right. But
yeah. And I mean, it's like, as long as it looks good, then it's like if people are just taking photos, like you don't need it to be moving. It's going to be still anyway. So as long as it looks good when you're not moving, then
because it would kind of been hard to have I mean, if I was a 5'8" Juggernaut, it wouldn't look right. Because that's me. I'm a 5'8" guy, so it wouldn't look right if I'm a 5'8" Juggernaut.
Well, most people are 5'8", so it's like, you know, how do you then you can have a lot of 5'8" Juggernauts running around. Do you mind showing us some close-ups of your like Sentinel and the Optimus?
So his eyes light up. It's the batteries on the inside the switch, and then his, I guess you could say, an arc reactor, right? But his chest lights up too. He has fans built into the suit.
Oh wow, this thing's huge.
Yeah, he stands about 6 foot 6'6".
6'6". Yeah, that's pretty big.
Yeah, and then Optimus is about 10 feet tall, so go figure that guy. Yeah, Optimus is even bigger, crazier.
Your garage is like full of these massive suits.
Yeah, well, see, I had a little bit more space, but since I had my triplets, they kind of took over this area too. So I had to put all their stuff in here now. So I got a storage unit now for all the other suits because
okay.
So the other suits are just as big. Like that's where the other suits are. Yeah, Juggernaut, Thanos, Hulk, Bumblebee, Ultraman. Yeah, they're all over there.
All right, man. I don't want to take up any more of your time. I just want to say thanks for being here. It was super exciting and really honored to finally get to talk to you about your awesome cosplay. Where can people keep in touch with your cosplay?
Pretty much everything's on Instagram, on Humming2. That's where you can see everything and say hi.
All right, man. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it.
All right, Mark. Appreciate it. I'm honored. Thank you very much for having me.
All right, man. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay. See you later.
All right. Bye.
Bye.